So today's videos, I'm very excited to tell you my experience with this psychic, and I am so speechless for everything that I heard. If you guys don't believe, I don't think this video is for you, but I do believe, and everything was so true, everything is so true, that is like so interesting. So I do want to share with you guys my experience, and if you guys interested, so you guys can do it too. It doesn't mean I don't believe in God, because I heard a lot of people telling me like, oh, if you believe that, you don't believe in God. I'm so sorry, I'm not here to talk about religion. I do believe in God. My faith is more important than everything else, but the point is, I just want to share with you guys something so interesting that happened with me, and this experience. So let's go ahead and start this video. So exactly 1 year ago, I was working in the school, daycare, and one of my co-workers, she told me about this psychic, and actually she told me about the page on Facebook, and this page is called TTC. And that time I was thinking about getting pregnant, but was not sure. So me and TJ, we were talking about, but it was not like really we decided we would go for it. My coworker told me that also in this page had a lot of psychics that do readings about TTC or like consultation. I don't really know exactly how they call, but it seems so interesting. And I have done it before in Thailand and in Brazil, and that was so everything so true. Like, for you guys see, this lady in Thailand, she told me, in that time I was just boyfriend and girlfriend with my husband, and then she told me that he was my soulmate, that we will get married, we're gonna have kids, and we will live in the United States. Something that I never ever thought about that we would live. Like, I never thought I would live here, you know. I always want to live in Asia, but this is for another video. But anyway, this one, she told me so many true things, and she told things about my life that we never met before. I didn't open my mouth to talk about myself, and she knew a bunch of stuff. That's when I started getting so interested about psychics and all this whole universe. But yeah, back to 1 year ago when my coworker told me about that, I was very interested. So I went to the page and checked the page, or checked all about TTC, and started learning about it, and have a conversation with TJ. So do we try to have another baby now, or we wait? And we decided to try. When I spoke first time with this specific lady, that I loved her. We had a connection since first time we met because we spoke online on Facebook. She is so sweet. She is not like, I don't know how to exactly explain, but we do have a connection. And for me, I think this is the number one thing. You do need to have a connection. So I spoke with Kimberly. So I spoke first time with Kimberly. I went to her page. She has really cute pages for different things, not only for TTC, for people that are trying to conceive, but also for if you want to know about your past, if you want to know about the future, if you want to know whatever. She had different pages and acknowledging. She's so smart that it's just like, I don't know, I was in love with her to get to know her first, and I purchased one reading. When you say like it is a give it, but it's something that takes a lot of energy for someone to do it. I do agree to pay, but I do agree that you need to have a connection. I don't know if you guys understand it, but we did have, me and Kimberly, we did have this connection. And her page in Sign Lights was like so many people telling about the experience that they have with her, and then get more and more interested. So first reading we did was exactly about TTC. I did ask her what she sees. Like, she see I'm gonna have a baby. Oh, it's not time now. You know, I just let her free, and she did the reading. She sent me like a huge text, like with explaining everything, and then she told me, yes, you get pregnant, but not this year. You're gonna get pregnant next year. You cannot see if it's a girl or boy right now. I was like, okay. She told me a lot of other things, personal things I'm not gonna share with you guys, but it was all true. She told about the relationship I had with my husband, that we are very like, we really balance each other. I am very intense, let's say, and I have so much attitude, as you can see. But she told me that my husband balances me. I should calm myself down, you know, don't be so controlling, and that was so true. And I was so excited to my husband everything. Then we start TTC. At Kimberly, we keep the conversation like friends. Looks like we knew each other. She actually lives in Italy, if I'm not mistaken. She lives in Italy, but she's American, and we spoke a lot every single time. She shares a lot of good stuff on her page. She's actually pregnant right now, and it's so interesting, like, you know, and every time when I spoke with her, I felt like something so natural and simple. So after that, towards the end of the year, I told her, oh, I'm TTC, do you see dates? Do you see a gender? Do you see now? So I did another reading with her, and she told me, yeah, I do see a kind of confusion thing about a boy and a girl, but I do have a strong feeling that a girl will come first. And something interesting that she told me is that the number 4 popped on her table when she was doing, I think, the cards when she was reading, and it was very interesting. So I was like, number 4. So she's like, I cannot tell you what the number 4 means. Like, you're gonna get pregnant in 4 days, you're gonna get pregnant in 4 cycles, you're gonna get pregnant in the number 4, you're gonna find out, you know what I mean? And she was always very honest what she sees, and like make me comfortable. And then every time I had a question, I just told her, and she tells me. And yeah, so what I was telling her, I was trying to TTC, and that time around was like almost 3 months. Was almost 3 months in this journey. It was very getting my head. I don't know if you guys had, I'm not gonna say a problem, because 3 months is not a problem to get pregnant, that's normal, but I didn't understand about all the process, you know, and I was getting frustrated. I was like, oh, I'm not getting pregnant. It was so easy to get pregnant with my son. What's wrong with me? Actually told me something, that when I would get pregnant, when she saw sunflowers on the readings, and she told me, right now I see a very strong girl on your reading for you. I can see a girl, and you're gonna have a little girl. And I was like, oh my goodness. So, but the number 4 was still in my head. The number 4 was still something like, what the number 4 means. And then comes December. December was very busy month. We had all the holidays and stuff. So my husband was working a lot. And in that month, we really did to see very strong. Let's say it was very strong. And I was like, the whole month I had a feeling that it was my month, and for sure if that was my month, I will find out anytime I was pregnant. All the holidays, December, bye-bye, and comes January 1st. I was like, okay, now I can do my pregnancy test, and I did January 1st, was negative. I did January 2nd and was negative. I did January 3rd and was negative. And then I reminded that the number 4 that Kimberly told me, and the January 4th was my last day at work in the daycare. I had like plans to start a new routine, things, and being home. I'm not being working anymore, you know. And I woke up in the morning, I did my pregnancy test January 4th, and I got my first positive test. I get goosebumps when I talk about that because the number 4, she keeps telling me the number 4 is the date for, she didn't know exactly for what, but the number was so strong and she never ever saw that before, like popping up like that. So that was another thing that she was so true, you know, in like watch out for the number 4. And yeah, that's when I found out I was pregnant. And I was very excited. I told her, and then she's like, oh look, now we know the answer. And she's so friendly and so nice. You guys can really relate to her work, but it's also like a gift that she has. It's so genuine. She's not gonna like cook your brain and tell you blah blah blahs. It's, you guys seriously should have talked to her if you believe. I'm just saying if you believe, because it was so magical. And then she told me a bunch of other things from people around me, and it was so true, you know, about my family, about my son, and all this kind of things just makes me think how special she is. Her gift is so special. So few weeks later, after I went to doctor, blah blah blah, and then I was pregnant already. I found out I was pregnant with a little girl, and she was again right. Really, it's someone that I really recommend. I really love her more because she's so genuine and so honest. So I'm gonna leave in my description box all her informations if you guys are interested to get to know her, her pages, her blog. She's also a doula, and she has a lot of information, guys. She's so smart. She has so much things to teach, and you're gonna see a lot of positive and good vibes in her page. And yeah, so that's my experience. I just want to share with you guys. Yeah, that's pretty much for my video. It's just a really short video, but explaining my experience with the psychic. And I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. I really 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 appreciate each one of you guys, and thank you, and see you. Bye bye.